Hi everybody, welcome back. We're doing another video. This time we're doing 1975 Topps baseball cards, and we are specifying the All-Star. 1975 All-Star was actually from the 1974 All-Star team. 1975 was the first year that Topps would have the star emblem on the actual players' cards to denote who were the starting All-Star players. And so we're going to take a look at those. We're going to start with the American League. And the pitcher was Gaylord Perry of the then Cleveland Indians. Now, Gaylord Perry was a National League pitcher for a while, and he had a reputation of being a greaser, a greaseball pitcher, spitball pitcher, what have you. And the National League was well aware of it. They just accepted it and adapted to it. But in the American League, he didn't do that. He just used his fastball and his forkball, and he had much success. He was 15-3 at the All-Star break with a 1.48 ERA, and he actually struck out Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, and Joe Morgan in the All-Star game. The catcher is going to be Carlton Fisk of the Boston Red Sox. He did not play. He was injured, so Thurman Munson took his place, but he got the top votes, and so they honored him with the All-Star emblem on the American League baseball card. Now, you can see the format was the same for all the All-Stars. There's the yellow border on top with a blue team name, red border on the bottom with a gold or yellow player name, and then the star emblem in the bottom right corner. They followed that format throughout all of the All-Stars, and that would be the only place you'd see that. There was some cards that had red and yellow borders, but the player's name was not yellow at the bottom, it was black, so those were a little bit different. First baseman was Dick Allen of the Chicago White Sox, and I always liked him because he wore his batting helmet out in the field. I thought that was cool, and that's kind of a cool action shot there for the All-Star card. He was a Triple Crown candidate with a .302 batting average, 26 home runs, and 70 RBIs, although he had quite a ways to go for the batting title. But it was an over a 300 average, so you can see we've got the Indians, Red Sox, and White Sox. 3 different teams, 3 different positions so far. Now let's take a look at the second baseman for the American League. It is going to be the Twins representative, Rod Carew. Now, Rod Carew was the batting leader. He was batting .382 at this point, so you can see Dick Allen had quite a ways to go if he wanted to try to win that Triple Crown. But Rod Carew is a second baseman. Now you can see we got 4 different teams in 4 positions. Shortstop is going to be Oakland A's Bert Campaneris. He looks like he's ready to go pinch run and steal some bases there. I like that pose there. Shortstop Bert Campaneris. He had a lot of popularity because the A's were in the World Series the last 3 years there. Third baseman is going to be Brooks Robinson of the Baltimore Orioles. And that's a cool action shot right there. Brooks Robinson had a lot of popularity from the 70 World Series where he was the MVP, and he was the All-Star for many times, the starting All-Star third baseman many times. And I like that little helmet, that little bill on his helmet. You see that? That's just a little tiny bill there. I don't know. I mean, we always thought that was cool as a kid. Left fielder is going to be from the Texas Rangers, Jeff Burroughs. He was the youngest starter. He was 23 years old. He was an up-and-coming star. He had 16 home runs at this All-Star break, 73 RBIs. You can see we've got all different teams so far. We've got Indians, Red Sox, White Sox, Twins, A's, Orioles, Rangers. And then the center fielder, this one's going to be a little bit different here. It's Giants. That's not in the American League. What's going on here? Well, Bobby Mercer was with the Yankees. And you can see right there, it says AL All-Star, but he's on the Giants. He started for the Yankees in center field, but after this point in time, he was traded to the Giants for Bobby Bonds. And so when they made his baseball card for 75, they put him on the Giants, but then they gave him the All-Star emblem for center field on the American League. So that's kind of interesting. Now, you can see we got Indians, Red Sox, White Sox, Twins, A's, Orioles, Rangers, Yankees/Giants, and finally the right fielder. This is going to surprise you. It's Reggie Jackson. But wait, we got orange and blue. What is that? That's not the yellow and red. What's going on here? I thought maybe Reggie Jackson took over for an injured player or something, but no, he was the top vote getter. He had over 3 million votes. He was the top vote getter, and he was the starter. He played. There's no reason he shouldn't have an all-star card. Somebody just dropped the ball, but that's okay because I made one for him. There it is. I made that. So this is what it should have looked like so he would match with everybody else. But there you go, Reggie Jackson. So there's 2 A's, and then the other eight other teams to represent, or 8 teams represented in the 9 players. Now we're going to go to the National League, and the National League pitcher is going to be from the Los Angeles Dodgers, Andy Messersmith. Andy Messersmith was 11-2 with a 2.31 ERA, probably the best choice to be starting. He also had Don Sutton and Tommy John teammates that could have probably started, but the manager went with Andy Messersmith. The catcher is going to be Johnny Bench, several consecutive year starter at catcher. Johnny Bench had a kind of a mediocre season, batting around 250 with 17 home runs, but he still won the starting votes. The first baseman, let me center this here for a second here. First baseman is going to be Steve Garvey of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So we've already got, he was a write-in candidate. He was not on the ballot, but he was written in and started. That's very, very rare. It last happened previously to this. It happened in 1970 with Rico Carty, but that's very rare to get written in as a starter when you're not even on the ballot. So Steve Garvey, first base, Los Angeles Dodgers. So you can see we've already got 2 Dodgers, and that's unlike the American League, which spread the love to all the different teams. Second baseman is Joe Morgan from the Cincinnati Reds. So we got 2 Reds and 2 Dodgers. Morgan was batting about .302 with 13 home runs at the All-Star break, and so he was deservedly voted for the All-Star second baseman. And the shortstop is going to be Larry Bowa from the Philadelphia Phillies. That's kind of rare. He cracked that Reds-Dodgers lineup there. He was a good, solid player, but he was only batting about .268. But he still got the vote for the All-Star starter. Third baseman is the Penguin, Ron Cey, the Los Angeles Dodgers. So now we got Dodgers again. So you got Dodgers, Reds, Phillies, Dodgers. Left fielder, Pete Rose of the Cincinnati Reds. He would switch to third base in a couple of seasons after this, but for now he's playing the outfield, and he got the starting nod at left field. So we got 3 Dodgers, 3 Reds, right? Dodgers, Reds, Phillies, Dodgers, Reds. Center fielder is, can you guess which team? Well, according to the pattern, it should be, it's Dodgers. Jim Wynn, he's batting .290 with 21 homers, 60-plus RBIs, so he gets to start in center field. So we got a lot of Dodgers and Reds. And then the right fielder is going to be, this one's a little bit different. It is Hank Aaron, but they put the star on his 74 highlights card where he broke the home run record. I think they did that because he was on the Braves team there, and the actual card for 75, they had him on the Milwaukee Brewers because he had switched to the Brewers so he could be a DH, so he could finish out his career being a DH on the American League team. So I don't actually have these cards, but I pasted them on the screen so you guys could see. That is the National League, quite a bit different than the American League. It's mostly Dodgers and Reds, and the American League spread the love around to all the teams. So I hope you enjoyed this video. if you like this kind of video, give me a thumbs up and I'll make more like this. So I just want to thank you.